Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Okay, so I don't know what episode, I don't know what interview number this is, but welcome to What's on Tap podcast, day 2. And we're here at Abnormal Brewing, and we have the Maple Morning.
And then did you get the other one, the Hugs and Kisses?
No, I got the Maple Mornings as well.
Yeah,
everyone's been raving on about it.
Oh, yes, nice.
Yeah, we talked to like 3 people. They're like, you got to go try Abnormal Maple Morning. I'm like, definitely. We're over here.
It smells a lot like maple, so.
It tastes like maple pecans, actually.
Real maple. I think what elevated the maple was the vanilla that was added in abundance. I think when you add vanilla to a beer and it has other ingredients, it just elevates the other ingredients. So when you add chocolate, you add vanilla, it brings up the chocolate flavor. With this one, we imported, or not imported, but brought over maple syrup from Vermont, shipped it all the way to San Diego, used it in that. The vanilla was Tahitian vanilla beans, and we used a lot of it. We used about 2,000 vanilla beans
That's amazing.
in a 20-barrel batch. And then a custom roasted coffee from a local coffee provider, Moster Coffee. They did a custom blend of Sumatra and Brazil, and it was based off on the flavor profile of the beer. So we work closely with that coffee roaster whenever we do coffee to make sure that the profile of the roast matches the beer that it's going into.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Did you try it yet?
Yeah, no, I've had a couple of sips. I'm just like, I want more of this.
Yeah.
Dude, this is really good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
it. We have to steal the keg. Take it with us.
So this one, it's only served in the restaurant that we have. We're a brew pub. Kind of a nicer restaurant, like upscale restaurant. I wouldn't say necessarily fine dining, but like whatever the notch below that is. And then a full brewery, 10-barrel brew house system. We distribute only in San Diego unless someone wants to pick it up from other parts of California, which they do. Maple Mornings is only sold at the restaurant because it's too expensive to sell as a keg, so we have to get maximum profits off of it to make up for the amount of vanilla and maple and coffee that we used in it. So you can see it's very condensed of flavors.
And
it's just
so intense.
But it's just beautifully balanced as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
The coffee and the vanilla and the maple just goes really, really well together.
And what that is I take inspiration from the kitchen staff that we have. They're extremely talented chefs, and the taste of their dishes and how they layer flavors upon one another, that's what I bring over to the beer side. So you can make a base beer, but it's kind of boring. It's like you want to make a solid base beer. Nail that down, and then you could kind of layer flavors to create a little bit more excitement for your customers. So that's why you see the other option on there is a beer, same type of base, but instead of maple, vanilla, and coffee, that one has strawberry puree and cacao nibs. And that one was for Valentine's Day. It was kind of a chocolate-covered strawberry. 14 pounds of puree per keg, and then cacao nibs as well that we pan toast in the kitchen.
Oh, wow. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So it's like you just layer the flavors on top of one another and create this complex beer that people can experience. So, that's basically at least for the imperial stouts. It's just a great way. I really take a lot of pride in how viscous and the mouthfeel is what people want. That viscosity, that thickness, because it holds a lot of the other flavors on your palate for a long time. It just doesn't go away. It's a sipper, definitely. You're not having a whole pint. You're not having a whole pint of this, but it's something to experience. It's like we have other beers for that, but this one, you're sitting down and you're picking out different things every sip.
This is one of the ones that you're walking in on a Saturday afternoon and you want to sit down and just like relax.
Oh yeah.
Sit and sip for beer for a while.
And it's like you see, because you're sipping on it, you see how it develops as the temperature goes up as well. So we definitely try to emphasize that experience as well. Temperature plays, exposes more flavors depending on where you're drinking it. So
and just in the short time that we've been talking, that it's warmed up a little bit, I can really taste the difference.
Exactly. It really comes out,
So how long has Abnormal been around?
Abnormal Beer Company has been around for 2 years. We started in San Diego. We're inside the Cork and Craft restaurant. same owners, but it's Abnormal Wine Company, Abnormal Beer Company, and the Cork and Craft. So it's a brewery, wine, and restaurant, only one in San Diego. We've been a brew pub for 2 years, being with the beer being online. And we got voted from the public best brew pub in San Diego for those 2 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so it's like we have a good following, and we're super stoked to be invited to something like Mikkeller Beer Celebration. I went here 2 years ago before the brewery opened, and one of the goals was to eventually get invited here. So that happened 2 years ago.
Achieved it really well. Yeah.
So one of the goals, check that off.
Yeah. And you're not part of the up and coming brewery.
Oh, the New Talent?
Yeah, New Talent. You're actually. On the
Yeah, I
stage
was
here.
wondering. Yeah, that was like I was wondering what that section was. It said New Talent. I was like, I should be in that, but I don't know. I got paired up with I'm next to Bell's, which have been around for 33 years.
Yeah.
So I was pretty excited about that.
That's a good job, man.
Yeah, to be in this kind of area right here. So
Yeah, it's well deserved. I mean,
Yeah,
this
and-
is an amazing beer.
no, thank you. I appreciate it. And then we got just invited to the Boston Beer Celebration as
wonderful.
well.
Nice.
So we'll be there, and I think there's less breweries there than there is here. So, that'll be pretty exciting.
Awesome. Great. Anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, if you're in San Diego, check us out. The Cork and Crab. Yeah, come hungry because we have amazing food. But also come thirsty as well. The beer is not too bad. We have a wide range of styles.
We can
not
vouch
just
for the
huge.
beer.
Yeah, not just huge
I'm
imperial
going to go back
stouts.
for the strawberry one now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that sounds amazing.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you
Thanks
so
very
much.
much for your
Appreciate
time.
it.
Well, we're doing it in English, so.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, so welcome back. We're at our third interview at the Mikkeller Beer Copenhagen celebration, and we're here with Orebro Brygghus. And introduce yourself.
I'm Anders from Orebro Brygghus.
We have Christopher here as well.
Exactly. Right.
So you're quite a recently started brewery in Sweden, right?
Yeah, we started 1st of June last year, actually.
Yeah.
So
you
we're
had a booming success so far.
yeah, you could say that. It's been a hectic time and hectic year, really. Yeah, we've got a lot on our plates, but it's been great. Really. Yeah.
You're enjoying it?
Yeah, very much so. A lot of work, but it's all fun.
Yeah.
It's all fun work.
So what made you start the brewery?
Me and Christopher and Jasper, our third brewer, we've been home brewing for several years together, and we talked about doing something for real, and drunk and talk, and then eventually
Drunken talk turned into reality?
Yeah, it did eventually turn into reality.
An awkward night first, and then it was.
Yeah. So, and now here we are. I mean,
Well, now here you are.
Yeah.
Here.
yeah, we're here at MBC.
And you were at Brewskival last year.
Yeah, all in as well. Yeah, it's been going very well.
Yeah.
Our beers has been very well received. And
Rightfully so. I mean,
Yeah.
you're doing some great stuff.
Thank you.
Top Fiction is so
Yeah.
nice.
All right,
It's,
thank you
really
so
freaking
much.
good.
And the Passion for Berliner is also equally amazing.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
And also your saison is like one of my favorite, like just regular saisons.
All right, great. Yeah, it was actually, I would say, someone and the Passion for Berlin that took us to this festival.
Yeah.
Mikkel tried them both at the Brewskival.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then he said, how can I get your beers to Copenhagen? I said, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. And then, yeah.
That's great. Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
So how do you feel about the growing and emerging Scandinavian beer scene?
It's all fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we've almost got 300 brewers in Sweden now, and yeah, it's all fun. I love it. I mean, the more the merrier. Yeah, there is place for 300 breweries plus in Sweden. No problem.
Yeah. And you guys aren't part of the New Talent booth either. So
No, we're not.
Part of the regular
yeah,
selection.
part of the big dogs.
Yeah, we're among the big guys, apparently. Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
really
going to
good.
hold up your line
No,
much
it's all
longer, but
right.
do you have anything else you want to share about your plans for the future?
more beer for the people. Now we're going to brew more beer, definitely. We want to.
Hopefully we can catch up with you at Brewskiville. In August.
We'll be there.
Yeah, great. So are we.
Great.
All right, thanks, man.
Nice talking to you,
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, glad to be here.
So here with Jeremy Kosmicki from Founders.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
And
We're also joined by John Henderson.
John, thank you for joining us as well. And man, Founders is blowing up.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess you've been blowing up in the U.S. for quite a while, but in the in Scandinavian beer scene, it's kind of like the KBS showed up here, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that. At Systembolaget in Sweden, at least.
Awesome.
And now we're seeing KBS coming over basically every year.
Yeah.
So we're getting a release of KBS, at least, well, I guess part of your distribution of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, international's become, it's becoming more and more important for us. And it's a amazing opportunity. There's so much potential new drinkers out there, and it's pretty cool. I do travel around quite a bit, but I haven't seen an international market as mature as this one. Generally, I feel like maybe they're 10 years behind what's going on in America, but this is like, I mean, you guys are all drinking barrel-aged beers, sours, and hazy IPAs.
Beckwith Bastards is like the most amazing beer.
Awesome.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's my favorite.
I think I still got like a curmudgeon from 2013 back home. So
Nice. So how do you feel about like U.S. beers exploding into the European market?
I think it's good as long as the quality is holding up. I mean, obviously beers, dark beers, barrel-aged beers, they're going to be fine. Sending hop-forward beers is always a bit of a struggle because you want those things drank fresh. So I know it takes time to get here. Cold refrigeration is a big part of it. But I would hate for somebody to get their first American craft beer and have it be old and not what it should be, and then have that be their impression of what we're doing over there.
Yeah, because we can get all-day IPA and what's the other one?
Centennial IPA.
Centennial, yeah.
And we've just won a new tender in Systembolaget. So starting in August, between August and September, we're going to see Dirty Bastard cans.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Awesome.
Full time in Sweden.
That's great.
Yeah.
Those are dangerous.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think Bob called them what when they came out? The box of stupid?
Box of stupid. Yeah, 12 packs of Dirty Bastard cans. It's like
8% Scotch ale. 8.5% Scotch ale.
There's something about buying a 12 pack. You might think you're going to drink the whole
So
damn
we put them in
thing,
12s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We haven't done 15s yet, right?
So do you brew here in Europe?
Nope, we don't. We make all our beer back in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We have a 30% partner in a Spanish brewery, Miles San Miguel, and I brewed some beers with them just for test purposes. But everything that gets shipped out comes from our home base.
All right. So how does a small brewery in Grand Rapids, Michigan, become like an international player?
That's a pretty good question. I'm not sure. I think it starts obviously with product. We're product driven, so everybody gets behind the brand and our portfolio. But we've invested a lot in other infrastructure means like Salesforce and marketing and all kinds of stuff. So it's
from an international sales perspective, we don't go anywhere yet where we're not asked to come to.
Okay.
We've been taking time and care and effort to choose the correct markets for our brand. People that have asked for us, begged for us in some regards to KBS, and we try not to just lead with the things people want. We have the unique ability to bring one of the most refined and well-regarded portfolios, and so we try to fill out the markets we're in. So in a mature market like Sweden, as you said, now you're seeing a great deal of our beer.
Yeah.
Well, that's been our growth too. It's never trying to force beer, but just as people want more beer, we just keep growing to try to get the people what they're asking for. So that's been a successful
Actually, I was kind of
model.
surprised we saw Fruitwood on the on taps and in bottles in Sweden. I did not expect to see that.
Cool.
So.
Yeah. Well, we're getting behind the barrel age program. We really want to not lose sight of a brand like All Day, which has gone to over 50% of our production. That's huge for us. That's driving our volume. But we definitely want to still embrace what got us to where we are. And those are the big high alcohol, strong barrel aged, big flavored beers. So we built a new facility to kind of house all that, do all the brewing and packaging and a lot of the aging over there. And so, trying to get those beers out. They're interesting beers. They're a lot of fun. They get a lot of good response from the people. So we're more than happy to up the production of those and get it out there.
Do you see more European expansion? Like we've seen Stone open up a brewery in Berlin. So do you guys see that in your future to do more European?
Maybe. Having the ties with Mao is a good opportunity to, see what's going on over here. Lots of potential for sure. I don't know exactly what we have planned, but we're finishing up a huge expansion back home, so I imagine people are going to start getting bored if we don't build something new here quick, and who knows, we might come out this way.
I mean, you guys are always doing something new and interesting, so I'm really always looking forward to the next Founders release in Europe. And I know I follow the news on Tamuru and a couple other beer sites, and I'm like, oh, God damn it, why can't we get that in Sweden? And then, sure enough, within 4 months, there it is. And I'm like, God damn it, yes.
Yeah, yep. So coming soon to Sweden, next in the Barrel Age series, that's a big driver for us this year, is getting back to our roots, as Jeremy said, into making big, creative, interesting beers, primarily barrel-aged. We're bringing Doom next, which is double IPA, barrel-aged. Yep. How many months?
Oh, barrel-aged double IPA?
Yeah. Awesome. I think it averaged probably about 8 months in the barrel. When it came back out, I dry hopped it again. Aging in barrels, you kind of lose some of that hop pop. I really wanted it to scream IPA, so we hit it with a fresh dose of hops, and I even blended a little fresh beer in there too to kind of give it a little more of that body again. So, sitting in the barrel, tends to get a little bit astringent, maybe dry out a little bit. So hitting it with some more hops and some fresh beer, really, I thought made it all come together. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Awesome. Are we seeing that in cans or bottles?
You will see that in bottles in Inside System Blog at some point.
Oh, awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Amazing.
Really excited about that.
We did 750s and 12 ounces. You can
No, we're only
just
internationally and in Sweden. We're only bringing in the 33 CL bottle.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. And you did a barrel-aged malt beverage recently?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Why not?
I'm sorry, because for me, as an American, I think malt beverage, I'm thinking, so it's like a wine spritzer or
This
Mickey's
is more like a Mickey's, right? That's the inspiration here. No, it's got a lot of corn in it. Back to my roots, when I was a poor college student, I just drank a lot of malt liquor because that's all I could afford for getting a buzz. So this is a craft malt liquor. It's actually made with the yeast, proprietary yeast from our Spanish partners. So it's real. It's a real lager. It's a real malt liquor, but it's huge. It was almost 11% alcohol when we put it in the barrel. So it's going to come out with some extra kick, and the barrel aging obviously introduces all kinds of new fun flavors. And I don't know, nobody's ever done that before, have they?
No, I can't say. I can't think of another brewery that's doing a malt liquor. So yeah,
and just a small VAT for Sweden. Right?
Yeah. Well, any questions? You can do this.
I think. What was your inspiration for KBS?
KBS was our first bourbon barrel aging experiment. So I was the assistant brewer then. We had these bourbon barrels and we had to decide something to put in there. So we were making breakfast stout at the time. So I put some breakfast stout in there. I really enjoyed the direction it was going, but that it came out of the barrels a little bit thin. It had pretty much lost its chocolate and its coffee. So we redesigned the recipe for what went in the barrels, which became KBS, an imperialized version of that breakfast stout. Bumped up the gravity, doubled the chocolate, doubled the coffee, so that after a year in the barrel, it still has
holds up. Yeah.
So. I don't know. I just thought that those flavors would all go pretty well together, and we didn't know shit about barrel aging at the time, so we just tried it out, and it went pretty good, and just did some refining. And interesting thing about that beer, though, is that for the first couple of years after we started even bottling it, it just sat in the shelves. Really, it didn't really blow up. You know what I mean? It wasn't. People didn't understand barrel aged beer back then. They didn't know what it was. They didn't want to pay that kind of money for it. So honestly, it wasn't until the internet rating sites like Beer Advocate and Rate Beer, until those people started talking about it, that the hype grew, and then all of a sudden everybody had to try it. And so I credit those guys a lot for getting the word out.
Yeah, and you guys are kind of in the forefront of independent craft beer. So I mean, how does it feel to be one of the dominant forces in the beer market these days?
I don't know. Are we?
I mean, honestly,
I'm
it's
just
like
a simple guy making beer.
yeah, I mean, like when you boil down to that, but I mean, Founders, like what you guys are doing, it does influence like what other people do.
Well, I appreciate that. That's we're just trying to make beer that is going to ultimately taste good. There's a lot of people making beer for a lot of different reasons. Even making like outrageous things just for the sake of getting people's attention. I really, we like to do extreme things, but I always want it to be something that is really enjoyable to drink. So, and I look a lot for balance. I think that you can get extreme with your flavors as long as you balance it out and you make you make it enjoyable and palatable the whole way down. So that's kind of my mantra and my theory in brewing, and it's catching on and hopefully inspiring other people too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the limited IPA. It was really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, that's fun. I mean, one of my favorite things to do is get these new hop varieties in and experiment, make some IPAs with it, and see what they got to offer.
So, how did you pick the beers that you brought to the festival?
Yeah, I think Johnny picked them. Yeah.
I didn't pick it. It was the grace of Big John.
Nice.
So we we do have our standard beers, and then our barrel aged beers are coming over to Denmark, Sweden, and the Nordics. However, at a festival of the caliber of Mikkeller Beer, we decided to maybe pull some beer out of our tap room. We use the tap room as a bootstrapping palate expender.
Great testing ground.
Kind of a testing ground. And they were kind enough to send over Comet IPA, Lemon Drop IPA. We have Boilermaker for the next session, which is a barrel-aged extra pale ale, golden ale. And then we had the grace of having all these great people here to come try some new beer from us. And the worst part is that we're gonna have to try to bring some of this back. So I know I'm gonna end up getting asked for Lemon Drop IPA. Across the board now. So we have to figure out how to make that and put that in a bottle.
You're really setting the expectations pretty high now. So you got to start delivering on these beers.
Well, I think we continuously deliver, and by the grace of having a guy like Jeremy, who's a true artist and humanitarian and one hell of an individual making beer for us, we continue to be successful. And it's by our fans, it's by the retailers and consumers that support us. If it wasn't for our retailers and consumers in Sweden and Denmark and back at home in America, we'd all be on the curb.
There's so much goes into it. I mean, it starts with great beer, but if you don't have people in place to get it to the people, I mean, you're just sitting in your garage making great beer by yourself.
No, I mean, you guys are doing great stuff. So we really appreciate everything you've done. And anytime there's a release in Sweden, I know we're super excited about it.
Yeah.
And we've been to a couple of releases in Bishop Savoy in Malmo that have been just off the chain. And
so we did a great event there with Rob Love, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we had I think we released Baltic Porter there.
Yeah, you did.
And that was also the release of Fruitwood.
Yeah.
So we're committed.
And you did the Lizard Cause as well at the same time?
Cause to make a return for that event. We're committed to bringing everything we make outside of America and getting it out here to the people. It's beer for the people.
All right, so when will we see KBS 2017 in stores?
So you've seen KBS 2017 in stores. So that was released, we had bottled it and shipped it November through December. It showed up here in January. We kind of do an off-kilter schedule.
Oh, so the last release that we saw was a 2017?
Was 2017.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but we bought like 2 or 3 bottles of that.
Yeah. We can be a bit flexible at times when we can be. And what we realize is traditionally we release KBS April 1st in America.
Yeah.
So releasing bourbon barrel aged double chocolate, double coffee oatmeal stout might not have done so well in April. By the time we put it on a boat, maybe it gets here April somewhere to May, and the weather is starting to turn. We're finding that people here in the Nordics, they don't want to drink bourbon barrel aged stout that time of the year particularly. So Jeremy and our barrel master Jason Haystack, who's a hell of a guy, they're kind enough to make us a couple extra batches and make sure we get them over here during the darkness and in the cold. Perfect time to drink that beer. So we're a bit ahead.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Great.
So we got the 2017 in Scandinavia before the U.S.
Hell
got it.
yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah, because we were just like, but this is like 3 weeks before he comes out in the U.S. This cannot be the right thing.
So now we can actually do that vertical.
Yeah.
So we can do the 15, 16, 17.
Perfect.
Do it.
Excellent.
And then look for it again in January to February, and you can grab on some 18.
All right. So the next thing coming to Sweden is.
If we're talking about barrel aged series, we're going to round out the year with Doom, soon to come. After that, the aforementioned malt liquor, barrel aged malt liquor.
Awesome.
We're calling it a DKML.
Yeah.
We'll expound on that later. Check out our social media to see what that really means. And after that, everyone's calling favorite Backwoods Bastard be making a return.
Love Backwoods Bastard. That's my favorite.
And then, these guys always hit us with a couple of surprises here and there. So, I don't even know what they are. We're just happy to see what's next. We'll have one more barrel-aged beer coming outside of America this year to be announced.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. We really, really appreciate it. And enjoy the rest of your time here.
You guys do the same.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot.
Interview number 4. We're here at the Alchemist, drinking some Heady Topper.
Oh yeah,
one of the best beers in America right now.
Well, one of the best double IPAs in the world, right?
That's true. Very true. And today we are joined with Jim and Laura. Welcome.
Thank you.
So this is not your first time here. This is
our first time at the Mikkeller.
Okay, I thought. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you finding it so far?
Oh, we're loving it. It's great.
Welcoming.
Yeah.
Great.
Just great event. Well planned out. Beautiful city.
Yeah. So it's your first time in Copenhagen as well.
Yes.
Welcome. It. Yeah, you're in for a real treat there. We'll move our hair out of the way so the people can get to your beers. So, what is it about Vermont that makes it such a great brewing state? Because there's so many amazing breweries coming out of the area.
Yeah. Do you want to feel that one?
Well, farm to table was very early in Vermont, local, fresh, unfiltered, unpasteurized. I think those are some of the keys to the beer. And the independent nature of the people who live there wanted to do something different.
Okay.
I think those are two big ones.
Yeah, everybody really seems to care a lot about food and life and, everything in Vermont. And it's just a great culture for it.
Still have to get our hops from the West Coast, though.
Yes.
And so Heady Topper has really exploded as a beer. Were you taken by surprise by that, or?
Heady was available at Jen and John's Brew Pub for a bit of the 8 years that they made it, and so people were ready in Vermont. I would say we didn't predict quite the storm that was coming. We opened the cannery in 2011, and we expected kind of a tidal wave, but it never stopped.
But how does it feel to?
Cheers.
Amazing.
I bet.
Feels great. Feels great to be making some of the other beers now, bringing them back from the pub and having some other varieties.
Some of the lesser known ones too. Globally have been popping up at the cannery and the pub now as well, right?
Yes. We actually have 4 beers here. We have Luscious later on, an Imperial Stout.
As well, yeah.
Yes.
We have Farmer's Daughter tomorrow. It's a Saison, dry hopped, and Vocal Baker.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you were really lucky when the flood happened, because the cannery was already in progress,
lucky, but it turned into lucky. Yes, the pub flooded. I think 2 days before the first cans came off the line at the cannery. So we never stopped giving Heady Topper to the fans, which is really great. And then we were able to put all those resources into the production of Heady, and it did turn out to be good luck after all. Funny luck.
Yeah. Now you have 2 just separate breweries, right?
Yes, we opened our Stowe Brewery in June of last year.
Yep.
And it's been great. You guys should come visit. Vocal Bangers, the mainstay, or started out as the mainstay of the Stowe Brewery. We make Crusher as well, and now we're kind of rotating with different beers. The Farmer's Daughter. We have a series of single hop It's called Skadoosh, and it's each offering is a single hop and a different one.
Yeah.
So it's really fun to be experimenting and changing around. And then our hardcore heady fans will always be there. It seems it's great.
Of course.
And they're great. We do have the best fans.
So I mean, it lives up to the hype for sure.
Even to get all the way here, it had to be cold in that plane. We had to make sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So is there special considerations you have to take to be able to get it here?
It had to stay cold.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely, yes.
Unpasteurized. Gotta stay cold.
So were you worried about it?
Always.
Always, yes. We have to escort it to where it
Yeah. Did you fly in the baggage just to make sure that it was?
Ice packs holding them on top.
You didn't fly United, right? Because we've.
No, we
First
did
flight
not.
was United.
Oh, that's true, the first flight
but
was
the beer
it.
didn't fly United.
You made it here at least.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they weren't escorted off of the plane at the last minute, so that's good.
All right, well, really great meeting you guys.
Yes, thank you guys so much for your time. We really
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for bringing Teddy over to Scandinavia.
Oh, sure.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
No, I'm not. Hold on.
All right, Mateus. 2 days of heavy beer drinking. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Yeah?
It hasn't been that heavy, actually.
Yeah, you're right. I have to say that yesterday I felt a little more.
I was a lot more buzzed yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So today I'm feeling great, actually. And we got a ton of good interviews today.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, there's so many great people to talk to. From Ruff at Booker Rider and Jester King and Monkish. And
I was really happy about getting
Funk Factory. I mean, just.
I was really happy about getting some female brewers on the show as well, because I really want to kind of promote that segment of the industry as well.
Me too. I think that, what I think was really interesting was that, I can't think of her name now, at Jester King, she was like, well, brewing in a male industry. I'm like, well, why does brewery have to be a male industry? It's basically...
It should just be an industry.
It's industry like anyone else. It is, dominated by men at the moment, but I think it's just a momentary phase. I think we're going to see a lot more incredible female brewers, coming forth, and
I mean, only looking at
bringing new styles and
only looking
flavors.
at Scandinavia, we got Ingeborg Lindheim from Norway. She's doing amazing stuff in Norway, doing collaborations with Belgian lambic breweries as well. So we're doing a wrap up here. We got Martin joining in as well.
Hey, Martin. Martin, you look like kind of hammered. How's it going?
Yeah, it's good.
Good.
All good.
You feeling good?
Yeah.
What do you think about the the first session of the second day?
Yeah.
What was your favorite beer?
Favorite beer? Oh, shit. It's a...
Was it a stout? Was it
no,
a
it's a
sour?
saison from...
Holy fuck, a saison, really?
Yeah.
That's
with
amazing.
smoked mushrooms and...
Was that your favorite?
Yeah.
Tired Hands?
Tired Hands, yeah, Tired Hands.
That is a total shock. We did not try that because we were mocking it before.
Try it.
I did not try it.
Oh, I did try it.
My favorite.
I absolutely hated it.
Haha, yeah.
No, I think the smoke did not work with the saison at all.
I think
not
it
a
was
fan.
subtle enough to just be there,
Yeah, it
but
was
not
not
be
subtle at all. All right. Well, I mean, each to their own. I mean, if you want to like that one the best, then sure. My favorite beer was probably the Abnormal Maple Morning.
Yeah, that was a total surprise. Did not see that coming in. Yeah, that was a real winner there. I totally love that one. Although my favorite was the Cycle, I think, peanut butter.
Oh, the peanut butter.
Yeah, because I've had a real hard time with peanut butter beers recently, but that was just so, like the chocolate part was so rich and chocolatey.
Yeah.
The peanut butter really blended in well with it. I felt like, man, it was just a dark chocolate peanut butter cup. It was an amazing beer.
It was really good.
Precis vad kissat.
Perfect.
All right,
Jag tvättar händerna.
so what was your favorite beer of the show, of the day?
Cycle peanut butter stout.
Fucking A!
There you go.
There you go. Two. And yours?
Mine is the Bill's
Yeah?
Stout.
We didn't try the Bill Stout.
No, we didn't.
You know what's so funny is there are so many like amazing breweries here, and there's so many like breweries. You're just kind of like, if any other brewery was like, oh, Bell's is there. Well, fuck, we got to hit Bell's. But I got to be honest with
No,
you.
that wasn't the top one. No,
I didn't even try anything from Bell's the entire 2 days I've been here.
What?
I was like, oh, Bell's is it. It's nothing special. Bell's is it, yeah. Well, we got Alchemist, and we got.
Yeah, I mean, Bell's is great stuff. I mean, not just like Bell's, but
no, of course.
I think in any other festival, Bell's would be an A list. But for some reason here, it was a B list. And
It's not B-list, but it's just A-list.
Yeah.
Brewers.
yeah, it's like A plus and then A.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, and there were quite a few, I think, surprises here as well. Like we tried Abnormal, which was, I think, Voodoo and Abnormal, I think, are two surprise breweries that I didn't really know anything about. But they just brought like amazing stouts to the game here that we didn't see before. Anything that you were just like, any brewery you didn't expect anything from that you were just blown away by?
I never tried Lord Hobo.
Lord Hobo, yeah.
Their double IPA was amazing.
Yeah. The boom sauce.
Yeah.
You know, if you go to Ramen to Beer, they have boom sauce on regular there, and it's so good.
Yeah, it's amazing. Good.
Yeah.
Never tried it.
Anybody else? Breweries that you didn't expect anything from, that you were like new fine breweries, you were like
Lord Hobo.
Lord Hobo as well.
Never heard of it, and yeah, really good.
All right. Yeah, no, Lord Hobo does really great stuff. I wish we could have interviewed them, but you know, time being what it was, we just didn't get around to it. But
Mine was probably Fun Factory Gozeria.
Yeah, I did not expect that from them. They were one of my favorites there at the end. I'm ashamed we didn't try them yesterday.
Yeah, me too.
Because I
had them on my list yesterday, but we never got around to that part of the brew.
Yeah. They did. I mean, that Goza was good.
Really,
like we got there right at the end. I think they had 2 more people after us, and they sold out.
Well, they had 2 more glasses after us, and then it was gone.
Yeah, it was so freaking good.
Yeah.
I would say, what were your impressions of this year compared to the days last year?
To be honest, for me, it felt more relaxed this year. It wasn't as Tickfest heavy.
Sorry, it was what?
Tickfest?
Tickfest, or rather say Dickfest.
Well,
that too.
That too.
There's a lot of beards here, I have to say. But, see ya. But
it was very laid back and relaxed.
But is that you, or is that the environment itself?
Probably both.
Yeah. No, I would say that I enjoyed everything I tried pretty much to lesser or greater degree.
To some extent.
Yeah, there's only maybe 1 or 2. I would say overall, everything I tried, there maybe were 2 beers I probably did not enjoy.
Yeah.
Overall. But I would say that when it came to the things that I was going to try, I didn't get everything on my list I wanted to try. But there were a lot of great things that I didn't expect to try that I absolutely loved.
All right.
All right, we'll wrap this up because you want to go say hi to someone because
reasons.
Because what?
Reasons.
Reasons?
Yeah.
Raisins.
All
right.
It was a great show.
It really was. I hope you guys enjoyed Mikkeller Beer Celebration Copenhagen. As much as we did, the 2 days. A lot of great interviews, a lot of great times, and see you next year. And keep drinking.
Keep drinking.